Big 12 Radio, Big 12 Today, and we are at Big 12 Media Days, presented by Microsoft Copilot, and we're talking right now with Kyle Whittingham, the head football coach at Utah. Did you have a good summer? Have you had some chance to get out and
so far, except for this
get on the Harley?
Yeah, we're having a great summer.
Except for this interruption.
We have a major halt to it, but then we'll pick it back up. But yeah, it's going well. Had some good vacation time and a couple vacations left, and then we'll be back at it. 20 days I think we report. So right around the corner.
Had some good time on the Harley?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Been taking a few motorcycle trips and headed up to Jackson Hole. We're gonna head down to Lake Powell and maybe get over to Hawaii if I have time.
Is there any good advice for like a long road trip on a motorcycle?
Good advice as far as a road trip?
No, just like driving as far as a long distance is hard enough. I can't imagine like being on a motorcycle for that long.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you go with 2 or 3 buddies and you have you don't try to go too many miles a day. About 200 miles a day is about the sweet spot. And you want to get in some pretty country, up Yellowstone Glacier Park.
Oh my
up
God.
That way, it's gorgeous up there.
Coach, I think I figured out why your defenses are so elite year in and year out.
Why is that?
Like, you look like you could still line up and play linebacker. Like, you got to send me your workout regimen. I'm here for it.
I got a few snaps left in me. Give me a couple 3rd and longs. I'll go out there and play those. But,
there we go.
But that's about it.
All right, what do you like most about your team this year?
We got some things going for us. At the line of scrimmage, I think we're good on both sides of the football, particularly on the offensive line. We've got a couple projected first-round draft choices at tackle, so that's a good starting point, is to have those bookends on the offensive line. We got 3 seniors at the guards and center spots, so I'm going to go out on a limb and say I've been at Utah a long time, and this might be the most talented offensive line that we've had. Wow. Got a quarterback that's very dynamic. Devin Dampier, transferred from New Mexico. Rushed for over 1,000 yards last year, threw for over 2,500 yards, and they tell me there's only 4 or 5 quarterbacks in NCAA history that have ever done that.
Wow.
So that's exciting stuff. Defensively, we should be salty like we usually are. We got a lot of good players on defense, and so we have some positive things going, but got to stay healthy and get some bounces along the way, and we're excited to get back on the field. And last year was such a disappointment for us that we want to get out there and really show the conference, some better stuff.
When you've been at your best, in recent history, with your previous quarterback, it's been a dual threat guy that doesn't turn the ball over a ton.
Exactly.
So Dampier has been electric, but the 12 touchdowns, 12 interceptions last year. How much does that concern you, or how much do you look at that?
Well, he was a first-year starter as a sophomore, and so there's going to be a learning curve. He's fully aware that that's not going to fly in the Big 12. We can't throw that kind of touchdown or interception to touchdown ratio. We've also got to bump up his completion percentage about 5 points. He was at 57% last year. But he brings so much to the table with his athleticism, his leadership, his just big play capability. And if spring is any indication, he's taken great strides in what we talked about as far as completion percentage and getting that touchdown to interception ratio in line with where it needs to be. And he's got his coordinator and quarterback coach Jason Beck with him, and so there's no new scheme to learn. I mean, it's the same scheme that he ran in New Mexico last year. So all that given, we're hoping that this year, in addition to what he already does very well, to get those areas back to where they need to be.
Yeah, that was my question, was schematically on offense. You just said it. He brought, he came with his OC. Biggest question I had was, are we going to see Utah's offense from the past, or is it going to be this new open New Mexico style offense?
Jason Beck has complete autonomy, as has every coordinator that's ever coached for me. I'm a defensive guy, and so the offensive coordinators have the autonomy to do what they want. I just say, hey, just don't turn the ball over. And so that's key, because we play good enough defense where if we don't put the defense in bad spots, that we're going to be okay. But you're going to see very similar offensive scheme to what you saw last year in New Mexico.
Wow. Yeah. It is really incredible how good your defense was, considering the offensive struggles. How do you get guys to not quit on defense or give in any way when your offense at times is so struggling? Because I would imagine it's human nature for some of these guys to check out offense goes 3 and out, you get a big stop, and they go 3 and out again.
I think your culture takes care of a lot of problems like that of that nature, and making sure that everybody is pulling in the same direction, and nobody chirps and gets down on another aspect of the football team, and everyone's supporting each other. And I think we've got a very strong culture in that regard at Utah. And our players really did a fantastic job last year, as you said, because that would be a natural thing to have happen and have creep in. But there was none of that. Everyone was battling and supporting each other from start to finish, and that's just who we are.
It seems like every offseason you get asked the question, are you going to come
Retirement?
back? Yeah. Are you going to coach at Utah again? So
Yeah, can you help me out? Because I get asked that question. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah.
when did you decide?
He's still
hey,
as good.
I'm
you're still
coming
as
back
good as
for
you've ever
this
been.
year.
Well, last year was so frustrating. I don't know anybody could have stepped away after a season like that. That was, when we played Central Florida in that last game, we were on our 5th quarterback. Had he got hurt, we had nobody left. Literally nobody left.
Wow.
We had a running back that was ready for emergency QB duties, and so that was a tough year in that respect. But nobody cares. I mean, you get injuries, and people don't feel sorry for you. We're not feeling sorry for ourselves. But the fact is, didn't want to end on that note. And as long as I feel passionate and energetic about what we're doing and what I'm doing, we'll just keep going and taking it year by year. But when that time does come, Morgan Scalley, our defensive coordinator, is ready to step in and just keep things going. I mean, we have a very similar philosophy, very similar coaching style. We recruited Morgan to University of Utah. I coached him as a player, hired him as a coach, elevated him to D coordinator. I mean, we've got a lot of common ground together, and he'll do a great job.
So it sounds like the answer is you don't know.
I don't know. How about that?
Yeah.
Does he even ask, like, hey, coach, you coming back next year?
We have conversation from time to time, but he handles it great. I mean, he's chomping at the bit to become a head coach, and rightfully so. He's ready for that. But but at the same time, he understands that, hey, he's not going to jump the gun or anything like that, or badger me about it. I mean, he's very professional about it, and we have a great relationship.
At the wide receiver position, I'm curious. You brought a lot of guys to the portal. Are any of these guys pop in spring? Any guys to watch out for?
That is probably the biggest, I don't want to say it's not a weakness, but it's an unanswered question on the team right now, is who's going to be wide receiver 1, 2, and 3. And we have a lot of guys that are jockeying for position on that and battling for that. But unfortunately, we came out of spring not knowing exactly the pecking order. So that competition will continue in fall. And we'll just see how that plays out, because right now, I couldn't tell you who is going to be the go-to guy.
Coach, what's the secret sauce on defense? Like, it is amazing. It doesn't matter how many starters you have coming back. Like, on paper, you just know Utah's going to be dominant on that side of the ball.
Yeah, that's another part of our culture, and that's something that's been in place for a lot of years. Is first of all, the scheme has been constant and consistent, and so when a player comes in and learns the scheme, that's the scheme. I mean, he doesn't have to learn a bunch of new stuff from year to year. Now, we have had to simplify things through the portal age. When you got 50% of your team is brand new every year, you better have a little more user-friendly schemes, because you're not having the time to have the kids soak in the system for 2 or 3 years and then be ready to play. That's not how it works anymore. So we've got to be more user-friendly and able to plug guys in sooner, which has necessitated simplicity in the schemes on both sides of the ball.
Any off-the-wall questions for Coach?
Yeah, I want to hear about these long Harley trips, these long road trips, Kay. When you're making a stop, what's your go-to meal or your go-to snack?
Got to get a Friel at Maverick, the milkshake thing. It's got a machine, and you get a cup, you pick it out of the freezer, and you put it in this machine, and before you know it, you got a milkshake.
Machine-made milkshake.
That's amazing.
That was unexpected.
You
I
don't
like
know about
it.
that? Friel? Something like that.
Yeah.
EAL, Friel. Anyway, go to Maverick, and you'll never regret it.
Do you listen to music, or is it just the?
Oh yeah, classic rock.
Okay.
I listen to classic rock and classic rock.
But
That's
what?
it.
But what?
1969 to 1985.
Zeppelin?
Oh, Zeppelin, yeah.
There we go.
That's your go-to?
Skinner, Zeppelin, Eagles, Stones, Deep Purple, Aerosmith, Who. All the classics.
Oh yeah.
All the classics.
There we go.
Anything after 1985 is not in my wheelhouse. It cuts off right there.
It's funny. I was born in 1985, and
Were
I'm
ya?
still with you on
Okay,
60s
there
and
you
70s
go.
music.
Yeah.
Well, I've educated my kids very well too. My son's nothing but classic rock.
It's
Oh,
it's
that's amazing.
timeless.
It is.
It
You're
is
right.
timeless.
Music today is here today, gone tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
But that stuff is stood the test of time.
Ah!
Immigrant song. Immigrant song. Zeppelin. There you go.
Oh,
What, Led
man.
Zeppelin 2? 2 or 4? Which one was that? Yeah. Can't remember.
2? It's all good.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I love Zeppelin. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate
okay,
your time.
guys. Appreciate you guys.
Awesome.
Thank you. Okay.
Take care.